So I started off my career, for want of a better word, as a very young girl who was an activist in apartheid South Africa. I'm not sure what made me an activist. I don't know. I had a very normal upbringing, but there were a number of white people who just didn't do the norm at that time, and I was one of those. So I was an activist. I believed in democracy. I believed that everyone was equal, that everyone had to be given a chance. And that's really what's driven me my whole life. So from that young girl as an activist, going into politics, moving into business, I've then found that running a foundation, I'm an activist again. And that's what drives me. It's an activist to bring about change, to ensure that no matter where you're born, you have an equal chance. And for me, that has to be education. So I will be an activist. I will do as much as I can to ensure that every child from every rural area, from every township, goes to a school where they are educated, so that they might have the same opportunities as I had as a child. The only way we can build the kind of, not only the country, but the world that we want, is to allow people to take ownership of their own lives and then for their communities. And when you're not educated, you're disempowered. So, education to me is the complete, and there's so many other issues. We heard in the conference, healthcare, even before you're educated, to get you to that age where you can be educated. But in my view, education allows you to take ownership of your life, to really think about what you want to be and to build a country. So there's no way that we as foundations, or whether you're a politician, whatever, we're not going to be able to transform the country unless we can empower the people in the country to transform themselves. And I think that talks to the whole world now. If we look at the situation in the world, we look at children leaving America and UK and to go to ISIS. I mean, there's something that we're not doing right. And we have to find a new way of making sure that every individual feels that they're part of a community, and owns that role that they need to play within the community. So for now, our goals are still to improve education in the public sector in South Africa, to ensure that as many Black entrepreneurs as possible get access to training and assistance in the setting up of their businesses, also access to markets, that they're able to break through into the existing corporate environment. And we will continue to focus on those areas. I think philanthropy plays a huge role. One of the things we've always done is partnered. So as a corporate foundation, we've always believed in collaboration, and we partner with about 30 corporate foundations to assist us in our current programs. We then also work with about another 20 to 30 non-governmental organizations to deliver on the programs. We haven't had as big a role with family foundations up until now. But we do know that what we've learned from has been philanthropy. The first people to tackle education issues in South Africa were the philanthropists. We have been able to learn so much from what the big foundations did in South Africa in the last 20 years. Those learnings have been invaluable. And we hope that we build in further learnings that we can feed back into the philanthropy world. The only way that I can see us creating sustainable change is by all of the entities working together. So sometimes it's easier to work around government. You can get things done probably faster, but you're not creating sustainable change if it is a public institution. So us working with schools, we're working with government schools, and if we could choose to work with private schools, we could choose to do that, but you're leaving behind so much of the population and the poorest who have to go to those government and public schools. So I think the only way we're going to really succeed in addressing these critical priorities throughout the world are by government, philanthropists, corporates, and individuals and non-governmental organizations coming together.